Hi, so thank you again. So this is Carl, and this is the portion of our video today. I'm going to speak and talk about some insight that I gathered all throughout this month. Last week, I was in Cebu. That was last month. I was in Cebu. I attended as a speaker doon sa IBC, 75th anniversary nila. And I have a conversation, rather, about AI and how AI going to be used by pastors sa ministry nila. At the same time, nagturo din ako sa mga student on how to become AI fluent on their school. So a lot of topics that have been covering, a lot of conversations, and very positive on using AI. Some have opened their mind on using AI sa ministry nila. And I have a great response. I have achieved yung goal ko to share about AI and how are we going to use AI in our ministry na effective siya at hindi maapektuhan yung ministry natin because we have this workflow and we have this loop that Bible first, AI second, pastors last. So as you can see, bakit pastors last is because ang pastor, siya yung magde-determine, magde-check, siya yung mag-control sa AI, but yung basis nun is yung Bible talaga or yung scripture. Talk about harnesses. How are we going to have a harnesses? How are you going to start using AI on your workflow sa paggawa ng sermon? I told them na dapat gawin mo siyang research assistant. Just try it in a while. Kung di ka pa siguro bihasa sa ChatGPT or some experience on using it, I told mga pastors na gawin mo lang siyang research companion. Kasi kapag gagawa ka ng tapos may tanong ka sa sermon mo about a certain topic, then let's try gumamit ng AI sa mga question natin and then just follow the step na kailangan may citation, alam kung saan yung verses na to, kailangan yung deep understanding na ganyan. Kailangan merong ganong mga guardrails na kailangan mong ilagay at para ma-achieve natin yung gusto nating ma-achieve using yung AI into our sermon preparation. So, that's it. And mayroon akong mga insight na gusto ko lang i-share sa atin sa araw na to. Number one is, tanong kasi, kung ano yung pinaka-best na model at AI na pwede natin gamitin sa ministry na. And ang sagot ko sa kanya is, wala naman eh. There's no such thing as best model because every model, naglalabasan kasi, nagpapataasan na sana ng intelligence model and how agentic coding works. Pero hanggang doon na lang hanggang doon na lang yung ceiling na yun. They cannot achieve yung AGI na ginagamit na magiging conscious yung AI, magiging conscious yung model into thinking, reasoning like human, kaya AGI, General Artificial Intelligence. Artificial General Intelligence. By that, actually kasi yung models natin ngayon is nagpapagalingan na lang sila on how agents will work with your computer. Actually, nasa computer na expand lang siya nasa yung expansion ng kanyang intelligence, how it is going to use a computer. Hanggang doon lang yung intelligence niya. He doesn't have a context on he doesn't have an intelligence or understand what reality is. And mga humans, we understand knowledge, we understand kumbaga meron tayong perception about what is reality and we think we have emotions and what not. Artificial intelligence hindi. Naka-concede lang siya or naka-stuck lang siya into doing kung anong pwede niyang gawin sa computer. Doon papunta, sa nakikita ko, doon papunta yung mga models natin or yung mga AI na how are we going to use how computer or how AI will use our computer. So that's why sinare ko rin sa kanila yung basic understanding kung paano anong nangyari sa history when we are using computer. Kapag gagamit tayo ng computer, tayo pa dapat mag-adjust, tayo pa dapat mag-learn ng software, mag-learn kumbaga paano siya i-click, paano siya i-controlin. Para maging productive, we need to adjust on our own to learn the learning curve. Mahirap po kapag minsan, early stage pa nga ng computer was really difficult kasi code pa yung tinotype and then eventually nagkaroon ng abstraction ng software, at the same time naging easy na doon papunta, di ba? Pero ang adjustment natin sa pag-use ng computer is tayo nag-a-adjust. But now, na yung may mga agentic model, ang gagawin na lang natin is communications, and then yung AI yung gagawa kung anong pwedeng gawin sa computer. Magsasabi ka na lang sa computer na gumawa ka ng presentation na ganito, ito yung slides ko, ito yung points ko, and then anong mangyayari? Dahil sa agentic model, let's say kahit sa GPT, gagawin, gagawa siya ng kanyang sariling decision, gagawa siya ng sariling niya actions within your computer, and then ang gagawin niya, he will create that presentation for you. So baliktad na. Hindi na tayo yung mag-attend, bagkus we will be the one who will communicate with our language, with our voice, kung ano yung gagawin ng AI sa computer. So, shinare ko rin sa kanila, kaya ang pinaka-best na AI for us is really not an AI. If you're going to use AI, walang best. Ang pinalang dapat mong malaman is how are you going to harness AI for your use. Because a lot of AI based model, they are harnessed or built for general work. When I say general work, let's say Cloud Code, di ba? If you know Cloud Code, it is for developers only. Kung kami yun yung ang Cloud Code or yung applications na yan is built for that harness, siyang mga commands, siyang mga guardrails for that, for software development. And for, let's say, Codex work or ChatGPT work, it's between work lang, di ba? Paano yung AI makatulong sa'yo to create presentation, to create sheets, to create Canva, whatnot. So, doon may mga administration harnesses na naka-built in sa mga application na yan in order for it na yung AI would be effective. Yan yung tinatawag na harness. But, sa ministry na, for so far, talagang isang application, or may mga application naman siguro na nakagawa na yan. But if we are using general LLM, let's say Cloud Code and ChatGPT, hindi sila built for ministry. And that's a thing na kailangan nating i-adjust. That's a thing na kailangan natin i-configure sa ating mga LLM. Di ba recently, naka-experience siguro, when we were starting to use AI, meron nagsabi sa atin, dapat marunong ka mag-prompt engineering, kailangan clear yung prompt mo, clear yung instructions mo, kompleto yung context, kung saan siya pupunta. Hindi ganun yung latest kung paano i-controlin yung AI. It in somewhat way makakatulong, but hindi na siya worth it. Doon tayo mag-focus sa prompt engineering because there are a lot of harnesses, lalo sa engineering, on how are we going to harness yung AI into us. So there are prompt engineering. Let's say I'm going to list it all para there are prompt engineering, context engineering, retrieval engineering, workflow engineering, verification, loop engineering, at yung pinaka-latest ngayon is knowledge graph. So maraming harnesses in engineering languages na kailangan natin ilagay in order for us to really harness yung AI. So I won't discuss on each of this engineering, but gusto ko lang i-highlight yung ang harness na dapat nating malaman, okay, sa ating workflows or sa ministry na. Siguro I can do is to share about saan ba magaling yung LLM. Anong model talaga paano siya ginawa? Sa AI, nasa pangalan niya na LM. Large Language Model. Expert yung into the language. And basically, sa ministry natin, we are in a communications industry. We are not tayo sa thinking industry, for a better terms. Let me check my notes. Yung sa industry natin, it's not about, hindi tayo na sa industry ng generic knowledge work. Ministry is not that. Ministry is in communication. Ministry is on highlighting who God is, communicating who God is, revealing yung messages ng Panginoon, and conveying yung message niya into His people. So yun yung sa ministry na. And most of the AI is naka-built doon for general knowledge work and not for ministry work. Okay, that's why we need to customize our AI para maging swak siya sa ministry natin. And how are we going to use that, to do that? So I'm going to share isang slide dito na para ma-appreciate natin, para makita natin ang whole scope and whole model on how are we going to, let's say, how are we going to understand yung model na. Sharing now. Now, this one. So, as you can see here, we have this, I think, diagram or siguro area of responsibilities. Ginawa ko siya sa circle. Pero dito sa pinaka-center is AI model, Claude Code or ChatGPT. Frontier or foundational LLM model will be this one. And yung skill is another layer and MCP. So i-explain ko mamaya ano yung skill, i-explain ko din mamaya kung ano yung MCP, at i-explain ko rin kung ano yung domain expertise. But truly, yung AI is nagiging best siya kung naka-layer siya sa domain expertise natin. Okay? What I mean by domain expertise, pastor tayo, nag-aral tayo ng theology, nag-aral tayo ng exegesis, paano mag-interpret ng Bible based on our theological background. Paano tayo gumawa ng sermon, paano tayo mag-sermon. We have honed that skill for years. Yang sa Bible school natin yan tunan, kundi sa era kung saan tayo nagmi-ministry, practice natin yan weekly. Yung domain expertise natin is built in us. So, now, if you're going to use or you're going to use AI into your sermon prep or into your ministry, you need to understand na dapat yung AI naka-on top lang siya sa domain expertise at hindi dapat baliktad. Hindi dapat yung AI yung nagmamanipulate at nagde-decide kung ano kanyang output. Dapat nakabase yon yung domain expertise. Clear ba tayo dyan? So, dapat doon yung foundation, yung domain expertise natin. If you want to make yung AI mag-scale sa ministry natin, then dapat we need to lay it in a firm foundation. At yung unang foundation dapat is sa ating harness is about yung domain expertise natin. Now, how are we going to translate yung domain expertise natin sa paligid or sa palibot ng ating or sa ating general language model? Yung second is MCP, or yung MCP is Model Context Protocol. So Model Context Protocol is it's like an API or it's like a data source na pwede nating i-connect sa AI natin para ma-access niya yung data na tayo yung nag-curate or trusted natin na gagamitin dapat ni AI. Itong mahalaga natin malaman agad. Kung hayaan natin control kung paano siya kumuha ng data, then magiging cloudy yon at prone to hallucination. Kasi hindi natin guide yung AI in a correct way. For example, if you're looking for a theology or an answer about something, let's say about Trinity, okay? Accidentally, nag-search siya sa web, kasi may web search yung AI. Nag-search siya about that certain topic and kinuha niya yung point ng isang article but salungat sa theology mo or sa belief mo. But it sounded like correct. Diba? And ginamit niya sa answer mo. Kumbaga, wala kang control doon. Dine-determine ni AI model yung data na yun, hindi mo pinagkakatiwalaan. So that's why we need to build a MCP or a data surrounding it para makuha natin yung correct data na pinagkakatiwalaan natin. And second is yung skills. So dito sa skills is, dito natin na-translate natin yung domain expertise natin in order for us to help navigate yung AI or to let AI know how to interpret yung passage, paano yung contextual analysis, paano yung mag-analyze about Greek, about Hebrews, and stuff like that. Natutunan natin sa Bible School. Diba? Doon na natin tinatranslate. Doon dapat tayo yung gagawa ng skills na yun. Or merong tao na pinagkakatiwalaan ninyo na gumawa ng skills na yun for the AI to be much more productive at mas maganda yung output. Guided siya at within that harness. Kasi ang mahirap doon is kapag hahayaan natin yung AI no, without a skill of anything, hindi natin siya, wala siyang idea sa ministry natin, wala siyang idea sa kung paano interpret ng scriptures correctly at intently at parang Berean na framework. Then kapag hindi natin siya tuturuan, mag-hallucinate siya at kanyang interpretation at hindi na galing sa atin. That's why it's so important to translate yung domain expertise natin into the skills. Yung dalawang bagay na to, yung skills at MCP, this is important. This is what we see now in mga applications. Let's say ChatGPT and Claude Code or Gemini and Perplexities. Meron silang portion dyan, meron silang plugin, meron silang skills, meron silang MCP. Generally like that. How are we going to translate yung domain expertise natin para magamit ng AI effectively? So this is the two harness that we could use sa AI natin, yung skill at yung MCP. Now that we have that one built in, and yung masisteer na natin because each time na magkuquery ka or magpa-prompt ka kay AI about a certain topic, let's say, what is the Trinity in the Bible? Gagawin niya is hindi siya pupunta muna sa kanyang general knowledge. Yung gagawin niya, yung unang pupuntahan niya is yung skills. Babasahin niya muna yung skills. Ano ba yung skills na kailangan? Contextual analysis, ano pa? Concordance, kailangan ko malaman yun. Tapos, after nun, tatawag siya ng tools. Yung tools na yun is yung MCP. Kailangan ko ng verses, kailangan ko kumuha ng ganito, kailangan ko kumuha ng topics, kailangan ko kumuha ng kung ano-ano man yan, concordance, or information about theological background ko, nomination na background, anything else na meron ka na pinagkakatiwala na information about na meron kang data. Kung ang AI mo meron ng domain expertise na ikaw mismo naglagay. Kaya ganyan tayo dapat gumawa ng guardrails. Kasi ito we need to stop chasing kung ano yung pinakamagandang model for our ministry work. Dapat ang gawin natin is to build yung harness surrounding yung ating kung anong man yung model at anong LLM man yan or AI yung gagamitin natin sa ministry natin. So now, how are we going to translate this into an action sa ministry natin? Ang AI can gather and organize, but the pastor must discern. Lang kasimple yung harness natin. Verifications dapat stays human. Nasa tao daw. Eh, wag natin hayaan na yung AI yung gagalaw nito or gagawa nito because it would be very fatal sa ministry natin. And we need to protect din ang ating mga congregations, ang ating mga members sa church natin. When we are using AI, we need to have a certain guardrails and harness sa AI natin. Kasi hindi para sa atin to, kundi para sa nakikinig at the same time para sa number one audience natin, which is God. Na kapag ginawa natin tong harness na to, that we built this harness, kumbaga, kung tatanungin natin yung sarili natin, when we meet God face to face, are we going to be confident ginagawa natin sa sermon delivery natin or sa sermon prep? Na 100% ba nating masasabi na or 100% na meron tayong confident na pwede natin i-present yan sa Panginoon? Kaya dapat we don't need na ma-lose control tayo sa paggawa ng or sa paggamit ng AI. Dapat tayo yung nagko-control sa AI. Kaya ito yung harness na gusto kong i-share sa atin because it would be very effective when we do this. So if you want to know more about harnesses and how it is going to be set up sa Cloud Code or sa Claude or sa ChatGPT and Codex mo, follow me for more. Because I will have an intense deep dive example on how are we going to make an harness sa ating AI or sa model na gagamitin natin. So thank you for joining me. I hope na klaro tayo at clear yung communication, clear yung AI, kung saan natin siya pwedeng gawin at paano ba natin siyang gamitin ng tama. Thank you. God bless.